I remember the first time I was embarrassed by my mother's English, and that was in first grade. And in first grade, I was 6 years old, less than a year in the country, and I spoke broken English. But going to school, my mother would take me, and uh, and the kids back then used to tease non-Caucasian people, and I was really the only non-Caucasian student in the school. Anyway, the students would tease us and calling us names like chink and Jap. And my mother knew that was a bad thing to say. She knew somehow, and she would, in her broken English, try to defend me from that racism. I was embarrassed for two reasons. One, that she was defending me, and two, in her broken English, she made the situation worse because the kids started calling us names even more. The day that I was proud of my mother was when I believe I was in third grade when I uh, got into a fight with this boy coming home from school, and there was a snow on the ground, and he picked on me endlessly for days on end. And finally, I got frustrated. I picked up a rock and packed it with snow. And as he was walking away from my house, I threw it, and and I wasn't a very good thrower, and it hit him in the back of the head. And as it hit in the back of his head, you could see the snow just flying off the rock and hitting his head. And obviously, it cut his head a little bit, and he bled and he cried and he went all the way home. I went home very scared that I really did injure this boy. About 30 minutes later, there was a knock on the door, and I thought to myself, "Oh my gosh, this has got to be it, right? This has got to be either the police or his parents." And sure enough, it was his mother. Um, and 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 lucky for me, 5 minutes prior to the knock on the door, I did tell my mom what happened. She was obviously not very happy, but she kind of understood what happened, obviously. And so when the knock came and she opened the door, and there was the mother of the boy that I threw the rock at, started screaming at my mother. My mother, in her best broken English, defended me. I was never so proud of my mother for sticking up for me in her broken English, and since that day, I have never became ashamed of her broken English. So